Yeah, all right. Then late again, good evening, blessings and greetings from the Most High. Um, we're here again doing that live program on live foods, and we're going to show you a video on the blood and how the body keep us well, the immune system that is. And we're going to use a juice, and after the juice, we're going to show you how to use the pulp to make your own water fiber. You know what I mean? Mia! Minute, darling. Okay, so the video is going to be like about 10 minutes. It's an old video, and I had it about 15 years ago. And I used to have it on my program on television over here. About 3 minutes is lost of it, but 95% of the information is there. Take on the Fanta Daddy, please. The pink one, the big one. Yeah, this one over here. Wonderful. 95% of the information is still there, and you're going to see a lot of things about the cells and how they function in the blood. And I want you to concentrate on the blood now, because we have to make sure that the blood is moving quick through the circulatory system. And we're going to show you how the blood's supposed to move through the circulatory system in order for us to prevent the disease. Because once the blood slows up, trouble starts, okay? And we're going to show you how you have to keep the blood at optimum health, and how you got to keep the immune system in optimum health to prevent diseases by using these foods. Because we lost another sister again, Kathy Simon, again to cancer. Early 40s to breast cancer again, so we're losing a lot of our women to breast cancer. We have to learn to teach our women how to eat the foods to prevent these diseases. All right. So we want to send our condolences to Ray Ray, my brethren, his wife, Kathy Simon, who died, I think it was yesterday or today, from breast cancer. And all these green foods is going to teach you how to prevent or help you to prevent cancer in the breast too. All right. So first we're going to make the juice, and then we're going to use the pulp to make another juice with the pulp, and then we're going to go to the video. And once you see that video, you're going to know how your white blood cells function, how your red blood cells function, how you can stop the platelet from clotting too much, so you don't get DVT, deep vein thrombosis, or an embolism. All right? All these conditions can be prevented if we keep the white blood cells healthy. Yo, Dimitri, wash your mouth. Hey! Quiet. Now, mark them down because we're going to put them on the screen again, but the first one is celery. All right? We're going to use some celery. And lots of men. Tell me, close the door, please. Lots of women who's going through menopause. We're going to have a video on menopause, live video on menopause. Lots of women who are going through menopause should implement cucumbers and celery in the diet, because it cools the blood. And they're very cooling, so if you're living in a very hot climate and you're like in the desert or something, you can use cucumbers and celery, and they cool you down very fast. And because lots of women who's going through menopause have heat in the nerves, which send the heat into the blood, and they get hot flashes, okay? So the cucumbers and the celery together will stop the hot flashes with a green apple, yeah? All right? So we have a cucumber, and when you see that all the pulp is going to stick around here, and lots of us throw away the pulp. We're going to teach you what you can do with the pulp, okay? And we have a yellow pepper, and then we have some beets. We're going to have 2 grains of garlic, and this is aged garlic from the Wakanuna people, not the one from China. You know what I mean? Alright, don't forget. Everybody said we use garlic, but let's understand, garlic is the boss. And then we have parsley, very important for gallbladder stones. But if you use too much parsley by itself, parsley could disarray the nervous system. So we like to use parsley together with other vegetables, okay? Don't forget. cucumber. Pumpkin. Sweet potato, and the reason for the sweet potato, because sweet potatoes have sweet potato. And you know, lots of people telling people don't eat no spinach, and you have to ask the people who telling you all don't eat spinach. There are different pieces of spinach. Which one it is? You know what I mean? Don't eat no this, don't eat no that. You have to ask them which one it is, because there are different pieces of spinach. All right? Sweet potato have a lot of carotenoids and flavonoids, and I use it for a lot of people who have trouble in the stomach and people who have trouble in the eyes when they have glaucoma or they have retinitis pigmentosa or macular degeneration.
People are complaining about they can't see. The internet probably.
They can't see?
Yeah, they're saying that they can't. There's bad reception. They're not being able to see anything.
Well, I don't know what the bad reception is, but are you seeing everything here?
Yeah, I'm seeing everything clear.
I don't know why they're not seeing. If you're not seeing,
somebody else said they see fine, so it's probably their internet connection.
If you're not seeing, tell me on your phone, because we are seeing fine over here. So something is wrong with your phone. Go to the settings and set your phone. Because something is wrong with your phone.
Everybody knows saying it's fine. So there's one or two people probably.
Wonderful. Yeah. Right? Sweet potatoes for the carotenoid, flavonoids good for the eyes, and it helps to strengthen the veins, the vascular system, so that your blood can flow properly when you look at the video. Okay? Wonderful. Now we need some chlorophyll, so we're going to put some green, we're going to put some yellow for the lung, and everything must have seeds, don't forget. And red for the blood, and for the heart. And then we're going to get ginger. And 2 apples, 2 green apples.
It looks like a rainbow.
It looks like a rainbow because it is the rainbow dot. Now, what I do, I take 2 lemon or lime with the skin on, and I will put the lemon in here, and then I will throw this in here with the lemon. All right, don't forget. And then what we can do, the okra have lots of selenium. Don't forget that selenium is a very important antioxidant. It helps to build up the white blood cells, but it helps to replenish your glutathione also. And I will take the okra, and I will remove all the pulp from the juicer, and then I will put the pulp in my blender. See? My blender. I take the pulp and put it in my blender. And then I use the 1 okra and I put it in the blender too. And then I use coconut water. Coconut water is your base. You can put it in a blender, you can put it in a the Ninja, but don't put it in the NutriBullet. And when you finish, you could grind it up pretty fine, and then you can put it in here now. This is called chlorophyll or chlorofresh, and this helps to alkaline the blood, but it also helps to keep the intestinal tract healthy. You know what I mean? And you could throw a little bit of this with the coconut water in there, and then you can stir it up. Get a little spoon for me there. I'm telling you. can stir it up. You can make it thinner and you could have that as your fiber. So you must go to the bathroom. So you can have the juices.
Repeat the name of the black thing. What was the black thing that you had?
Clover-fresh. Chlorophyll. So you can have the juice, which keep the blood well, build the immune system, prevent cancer. With the 2 lemons, alkaline the blood, ginger alkalines the blood, pH is at 7.8, and you could have this, and you could use your pulp and put it in your blender with some coconut water now, and blend it up. And this can be used as your fiber, or you can use this to make some ice cream.
Somebody asked why not using NutriBullet.
Well, because the NutriBullet is you're gonna kill your NutriBullet. It's not as powerful as the blender and the Ninja, and it won't be as it will be more thick because it doesn't have enough space. So it's better use a blender or use a Ninja, right? Wonderful. Now let's go over here now. Now you see what I just did over here. Well, come over here, man. Come over here, son. Right over there. See them here? No, that's how I live. You understand? So I just prevent cancer. So come back over here, no sense. Right, now, let's go to the video I want you all to see today. This is the old video that I had when I was doing my TV program. And I want you to look at it and listen carefully now. The first maybe 30 seconds you won't hear anything, but you're going to see how them cells work and how they protect you from coming down with all kinds of diseases, including cancer. Let's go and see. See them bad guys coming in? I want you to listen now very carefully now. Now this part of the video is kind of messed up, so you're going to see that you won't hear anything now. But you're going to hear eventually. These are the bad guys. They're coming in. And you have to have the good guys waiting for the bad guys. But if you don't use the juices in your diet, and you don't eat the food that have the good food, the good thing, you're going to have troubles. Listen now.
Cell machinery that the red cells lack. They can actually crawl outside of the vessels. At any given moment, more of them are actually outside of the bloodstream than in it. Foreign organisms continually assault the body. White blood cells help to eliminate invading organisms. Here, a white cell consumes bacteria. First it engulfs, and then it destroys. But sometimes invading organisms reproduce faster than they can be quickly eliminated, to rack the body with disease. Fortunately, the blood and body have another strategy to battle the invasion. It is called the immune system. Any substance that triggers a response from the immune system is called an antigen. The first invasion of the antigen may make us very sick.
That's right.
Slowly, the antigen is destroyed by white cells. But meanwhile, the body prepares a custom-made defense against that particular kind of germ to give us immunity from the disease. Let's say that potentially dangerous bacteria have entered the body. They may...
Now remember, these are bacteria now. And remember that bacteria comes in, viruses come in, parasites come in, fungi come in, yeast come in. Now these are the bad bacteria coming in. Now look at how your immune system deals with these guys if it's at peak. Now there is 2 parts of the video that I don't promote, which is vaccines and blood transfusion, okay? So I don't promote them at all. So you're going to see them here, but I don't promote vaccines, nor do I promote blood transfusions, okay?
Sick. But in the meantime, a kind of white cell called a lymphocyte will learn to recognize that bacteria. When the germ contacts the lymphocyte divides. The new lymphocytes produce unique proteins called antibodies. Some of the antibodies will become part of the lymphocyte. Others will be released into the plasma to circulate throughout the body. Antibodies are custom-made weapons against the invaders. These antibodies will attack only this kind of bacteria to destroy the germs, or to immobilize them so that white cells can more easily recognize and act against them. This strategy provides immunity from repeated infections by many diseases. We can take advantage of this mechanism by injecting dead or weakened disease germs into the body. We develop antibodies against the germs without having to suffer through the disease. Immunizations save countless lives every year. In summary, white cells have two major duties. One is to recognize dangerous things in the body. The other is to destroy them. Platelets, the third and smallest of the blood's formed elements, also defend the body. This time, the defense is against the loss of blood. Like the red cells and most white cells, platelets are formed in the bone marrow when their gigantic parent cells break apart, releasing the platelets into the bloodstream. Working in concert with plasma proteins, the platelets plug leaks in the blood vessels. Earlier, when we showed you a test tube of separated blood, we had to add a chemical to the blood to prevent its clotting. Otherwise, the blood in the tube would have ended up like this. Of course, everyone tries to avoid being cut, but eventually we all get hurt. First, we bleed. The blood flows through broken tissue. The injured tissue releases chemicals. Vessels swell to constrict their opening. The complex clotting process begins. Normally, platelets flow freely through the vessels. When a vessel is damaged, however, the platelets stick to the broken surface and then to each other. In a short time, they form a loose platelet plug. Meanwhile, chemicals from the damaged tissues activate a series of chemical reactions that result finally in the formation of hard protein fibers. This micrograph shows red cells, a white cell, and clumps of platelet trapped in the fiber. The platelets reach out with arm-like extensions to attach themselves to the fibers. The platelets contract, pulling the fibers together to seal the wound further. Inevitably, bacteria, dirt, and other debris invade the injury. White cells move in to destroy foreign invaders such as these bacteria. Here we can see white cells clinging to the wall of a vessel near an infection. They will pass out of the bloodstream and into the tissues to fight the infection. Finally, the damaged tissues will repair. The wound will heal.
Right. Now, the wound will heal. Why the wound will heal? Because the body heals itself. That's what I'm telling my people every day. The wound will heal because the body heals itself if given the right nutrition. That's how God created the body to heal itself. When we damage the system by bad eating habits, once you put the body back in balance, the body will what? Heal itself. Boom! That's reality.
Bruises develop from minor bumps and bashes when vessels are broken, but skin is not. In extremely severe injuries, such as burns, fluid loss may be so great that the victim may die before healing can even begin. If caught in time, though, treatment by transfusion is possible. In transfusion, the blood of one person, a donor, is injected into another person's bloodstream. As shocking as it may seem to us now, the first transfusions, attempted in the middle of the 17th century, were between animals and humans. The results were disastrous. Even when transfusions between humans were attempted, the results were only sometimes successful. Since the beginning of this century, it has been recognized that there are different types of human blood. Transfusion is possible only when the blood of the donor is compatible with the blood of the patient. A careful testing is performed before each transfusion to determine the blood types of the donor and the patient. Incompatible blood types form clumps in the test, as we see in the sample on the left. There are 4 major groups of blood: A, B, AB, and O, with subdivisions in each group. Patients may receive whole blood or just part of the blood, depending on their needs. Until artificial blood becomes a practical substitute, thousands of people every year will owe their lives to blood donors. To donate blood is a safe, fast, and relatively painless act of compassion. The body quickly replaces the lost blood, blood that could save someone's life. The blood flows continually through the circulatory system. Its plasma carries essential nutrients for the body's tissues. Plasma contains intricate mechanisms of defense against disease and the loss of blood. It carries waste products and chemicals that regulate and maintain the entire body. Suspended in the plasma are living formed elements, red cells that carry oxygen, white cells that recognize and act against dangerous substances, and platelets that maintain the blood vessels and play an essential role in the clotting of blood. Plasma, red cells, white cells, and platelets, together, they are a living fluid tissue of transport. Together, they are the blood.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Together they are the blood. And together they are the blood, and the blood is your life. So, if the blood is your life, you have to eat the foods that won't contaminate your blood and cause acids to form in your blood. Because once you are eating the wrong foods and acid start getting into your bloodstream, your body in its wisdom will pull calcium from your bones, because calcium is a buffering agent to buffer the what? Acid. So the acid don't kill you. And that's the reason why you have to use these foods here that are found in nature, that God gave us to use in the beginning, in order for us to prevent all these conditions. So what we're going to do, we see people talking about, put it on the screen. I'm going to put on all the ingredients we have here on the screen. You can juice them. And after you juice them, you can save the pulp. See? You can save the pulp right here. And you can use the pulp in your blender with some coconut water. Not milk. Coconut water. Blend it up. Till enough. And then you could drink that on a regular basis. And you will increase bile from your liver. And once your liver produces enough bile, your bile will be dumped in your intestines, and you will be able to go to the bathroom 2 to 3 times per day. With these and these. And then in the process, what they do, they build the blood. They keep the tissues well. They keep the veins healthy. They keep the immune system well. And they keep the blood moving. Because your blood can never keep you well if you don't keep it moving. Like you see in the video. You must have the blood moving quick through the circulatory system, back and forth, every day. Once your blood slows up, you're going to have a problem. You're going to either have troubles in the heart, you're going to have troubles in the brain, you're going to have trouble in the liver, you're going to have trouble in the kidney, you're going to get edema, you're going to get all kind of trouble because the blood is not moving quick. And in order for the blood to move quick, pork don't do it. Beef don't do it. Barbecue don't do it. Chicken don't do it. Fish don't do it either. Turkey don't do it. They don't make the blood flow. They slow the bloodstream up. They slow it up. And that is the reason why you are getting all these diseases, because you are slowing up the movement of the blood. And if you look at the scripture, the scriptures tell us from the Most High, he said, your blood is your life. So you have to keep it healthy and you have to keep it moving. And in order for you to keep the blood moving well, you have to go to these foods here, because they're live foods, they're cell foods, they have lots of water. And 80% of your body is water. You can live without food for 40 days and 40 nights, but you can never live without water. You're going to die if you're lacking in water, because the body fluids is water. And that's what those have. All these here is water. Water they are, man. That's what they are. So they go in and they feed your tissues. They feed your cells. They feed the blood. They feed the thymus. They feed the lymphatic system. They feed the bone marrow. Because they're water. And in the water there is nutrients to feed your cells and feed the tissues. So how are you going to get sick? How are you going to get sick? And that's the reason why we said to you that proteins, although they're bigging it up, protein is a building food, but it is a toxemia food because of the length of time it takes to come out of your body. And once you have foods lingering in your body, your blood can never stay well. Once you have food lingering in your body, your organ system can never stay well. Once you have foods lingering in your body, the blood and all the system can never stay well. But when you have these foods here, taking them on a regular basis, they take how long? 30 minutes, 15 minutes to move into the bloodstream and feed your cells and feed your tissues and bathe your cells in liquid, because that's what your cell needs, liquid to bathe in, so your cells can take care of you. See? But you don't use them. So you're getting breast cancer, you're getting pancreatic cancer, you're getting high blood pressure, you're getting diabetes, you're getting ileitis, Crohn's disease, IBS, leaky gut, flatulence, heartburn, varicose veins, because you're not moving the blood. See? So if you follow a principle like that, and you keep on drinking these things on a regular basis, you will move the blood. And when you move the blood, your blood can never be stagnated, and you will never get what we call blood stasis. Because once you have blood stasis as a woman, you're going to get clots in your period, and you're going to get period pain. Because once you have blood stagnation, you're going to get kind of pain some way. You see what I'm saying? And all I want to do is teach people how I live. Boop, that's it. See, we can't eat junk, but let your junk be 2% of your diet. And let these foods be 95% of your diet, and you will see how well you will feel. You don't have to eat food to live. You have to drink to live, not eat to live. Drink to live. Alright? That's our presentation today. We have the next presentation again, I think it's sometime lower on this week. And I think we're trying to get Dr. Daigo Humphrey. He's my nephew, he's a cardiologist. We're trying to get him from Oklahoma, so we're going to be live with him on the video, and he's going to teach us about the heart, because he is trained in that area. And we're going to have him talking about the heart and how we could implement certain things to keep our heart healthy, like these things over here, because these foods here keep your heart well, they keep the pancreas well, they keep the blood well, they keep the liver well, they keep the bone marrow well, they keep the kidney well. Pork don't do it. Barbecue don't do it. See what I'm saying? And then when you take all these fibers and you put them in a blender and blend them up, or you can make some ice cream, then they make you go to the bathroom, because they help your liver. Because fiber is important. As rough as to move It acts as an intestinal broom to move waste out of the sewage system. See, all I want my people to do is to listen and learn and take heed, because our people is perishing because of lack of knowledge. Because they don't teach you nothing. You know what I'm saying? So teach somebody else. Each one teach one. All right? And don't forget, in the book we have coming out soon, we're going to have all the recipes that we use for different ailments in juices. We're going to talk about diabetes, high blood pressure, all the stomach disorders, and how you can fix them naturally with things from nature. Once the book come out, you're going to be amazed, because everything is inside here. God put it in my memory. You tell me don't lose it, I ain't going to lose nothing.
Can these drinks and stuff be left in the refrigerator?
Oh yeah, you can, but not for long. You could freeze it, because remember that all these are live enzymes. And remember that we have 3,000 or more enzymes in the body, but you need it live. So if you freeze it, you can freeze it for about a half a day. You might still get the enzymes, but if you put it in the bottom of the refrigerator, you won't get it. You have to drink it right away. That's why it's not good to make a lot of it. Because once you drink it live, you get all the enzymes. And the enzyme is your protector. You understand? Because enzymes don't like a few things. We're going to have a video on enzymes. Enzymes don't like what? Enzymes do not like long travel. And enzymes do not like heat. Don't forget, I told you that. Enzymes from these foods do not like long travel, nor do they like heat. And that's the reason why you have to eat what you grow, and grow what you eat in your environment, so it corresponds to your bloodstream, because your environment will cause you to help keep the enzymes in your foods, so that you can have the live enzymes. And once you have live enzymes, these enzymes will protect you from cancer and other diseases. That's their job. All right? So you can put it in the refrigerator, in the freezer, but only for at least a half an hour. Otherwise, you lose the enzymes. Once you lose the enzymes, it's gone. Don't forget that. Blessed love, we're gonna put a recipe on the page, so you can make your own juices, and then you can pass it on to somebody else, and you can take your roughage and make, if you know somebody who's constipated, take your roughage and let them use it for constipation, and that will help the liver to produce more bile, so they can go to the bathroom. Blessed love, and give thanks and praises to the Most High. Yes.
Before you go, someone is asking, many people are asking, when can they expect the book? Sometime
in September, late in September.
Okay.
Because we have to go to New York and be able to get it, make sure it's all properly done. You know, I like to do things the right way, so I'm making sure that when that book comes out, you all going to learn a lot of things. It's a lot of things. How I live, how I stay healthy. I'm putting everything inside that book, so you all can learn and teach somebody else, man. You know what I mean? Because our grandparents and great-grandparents, they died with the knowledge, man. They died with the knowledge of herbs. They died with the knowledge from the Caribbean. And we don't want to die with the knowledge. We want to make sure that we pass the knowledge on to our brothers and our sisters, so they could teach someone else, pass it on to someone, and you could save someone else's life. Because I'm only one person, I can't reach the whole world. And that's the reason why the saying, each one teach one, is significant. All right? Blessed love. And I'll be in New York again on the 16th of September. And we in Maryland on the 21st of September to the 25th. And we're flying back to New York, and we're going straight to Canada. And then we're going to Belize on the 28th of November to the 5th of December. And we're spreading the word of knowledge to our people, because we have to go to our people first, and we go to others after. That's what Christ said. Go to the people first, your people first, and then after you go to them, check somebody else. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, wonderful. All right. So don't forget, we come to New York soon, and we're not staying too long because the cold. I don't like the cold. So I'm going to come back to Grenada, and we're going to come here, and we're going to start to teach more people as much as we can. All right. Don't forget. And don't forget to give the praises to the Most High. Give Him all the glory. Give Jehovah all the glory. Yahweh, you call Him. Give Him all the glory. I don't want no glory. Give Him the glory. Because without Him, there's none of us. And don't forget, man, cancer is on the rise. Cancer is taking over our people. In order for you to prevent these diseases, you must keep the blood well, and you must keep the immune system healthy, because cancer is an immune disease. Blessed love. Give thanks and praise to the Most High.